Now for part 2 of how to steal from an asteroid. In 2004, the cocktail napkin plan to build a spaceship, travel to the asteroid Bennu, grab some fistfuls of samples, and return to Earth began in earnest. This project was actually not the first to attempt to grab some asteroid material. Japan's Aerospace Exploration Agency had already managed a first attempt when Hayabusa 1 sampled the asteroid Itokawa in 2005. The mission was riddled with glitches and only managed to bring home a mere 1,500 microscopic grains. Don't let the magnification fool you. The particles are just 1/10 the width of a human hair. Disappointed with Hayabusa's payload, the Japanese Space Agency started planning a second heist. Hayabusa 2 would launch in 2014 and was scheduled to blast a copper cannonball through the asteroid Ryugu. I guess the R is silent. If successful, a teaspoon's worth of the asteroid would be the payload back to Earth. It might not seem like a worthy payload, but who knows what a teaspoon of an asteroid might reveal. Just look at what this tablespoon of Earth soil reveals. And there are 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. Drake and his colleagues planned to extract 100 times as much as the second Hayabusa mission hoped to gather. Go big and get back home might have been their motto. To do that, they needed to design an impressive suite of instruments specifically for this mission. Now, the average person is not aware of the constant battle between scientists and engineers. Jason Dworkin, the senior scientist for astrobiology at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, quotes a colleague thus: "If engineers designed missions, they'd launch a bowling ball into space. If scientists designed missions, they would have a battleship full of instruments that's too heavy to get off the pad. The key is compromise." Finally, in May 2011, 7 years later, and after 3 submission attempts and hundreds of compromises, NASA selected OSIRIS-REx, the Origin Spectral Interpretation Resource Identification and Security Regolith Explorer for flight. The mission's name, created by Dante Lauretta, felt apt. Osiris is the Egyptian god of agriculture and the underworld, basically a representative of both life and death, just like asteroids are often to us. Many challenges lay on the path ahead, and in the fall of 2011, just 4 months after approval, Drake, the lead investigator, passed away from liver cancer. This completely devastated the team. Suddenly, Dante was in charge, the shepherd not just of a scientific mission, but of the ambitious dreams of his mentor. The creation of OSIRIS-REx continued until it was a bit like a Swiss Army knife. It had a series of cameras, a cutting-edge altimeter that used lasers rather than radio waves to measure distance, 3 spectrometers that used electromagnetic radiation to map out Bennu's mineral composition, and probably the most inspector gadget-like item was TAG-SAM, the touch-and-go sample acquisition mechanism. TAG-SAM was an extension arm that would prod the surface. A cylinder of compressed gas would then be fired into the asteroid, which would force matter up into the sampler head at the front of the arm, trapping it there, and then just moments later, the spacecraft's thrusters would blast OSIRIS-REx back into space. Sounds simple, right? But no. The team, still reeling from the death of their leader, now faced a critical technical issue. Be sure to join the Sunday Night Astronomy Show gang next week. You won't believe what happens next.